Well, we set this one up. Carthage and the University of St. Francis will step aside, take a 60 break. When we come back, we'll visit with head basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic. We'll get his thoughts on tonight's game and a look ahead to this matchup with the University of St. Francis. You're listening to Carthage Redmond basketball on AM 1050 WLIP. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena as we get set for Redmond basketball tonight. Season debut here on 1050 WLIP as the Redmen entertain the University of St. Francis out of Joliet, Illinois. Joined now by head basketball coach Bosko Jurkovic. Bosko, a nice win to open up the season a week ago Saturday. Kind of a week between games, but business picks up, as they say, with 3 games here in the next 5 days.
Yeah, we had 5 days off, and now we go to a 5-game and 9-day stretch, so NBA model scheduling at this time, and it'll be interesting. Good to practice this week, good preparation, and very evenly matched tournament this weekend with 4 pretty good basketball teams. We just finished the first half of the Aurora lacrosse game, and very competitive, 2 nice teams, and St. Francis, of course, has played a few more games being an NAIA team, and also very good quality.
Imagine that goes into it when you try and put together a home tournament. You want to get some balance there. You want to have some entertaining games. You want to make it worth the while for the 3 other teams that make their way into your building.
I guess the general way to do it is find one team that you might think is a little less strong, so you can get them in the opening game and have a really strong second game. Didn't work out that way this time, but I'm happy with this. This is going to challenge us a little bit, and that's a good thing. You want to find out where you're at, even this early in the season. We've got a lot of new players performing, and we have to see what they can do and see where they can take us.
A win last Saturday versus North Central College out of Minneapolis. What did you take away from that?
I thought we finished the game nicely. We shot the ball very well. Anytime you shoot the ball, you're going to probably look a little bit better than the overall product was. There's some things to work on. We still have to do a better job defensively. I thought offensively we shared the ball very well. We did not turn the ball over. Our assist-turnover ratio was excellent. That wasn't the case last year or the year before. So there were some positives to take out of it, and hopefully that'll carry over into this weekend.
Kelson's play, I thought, was especially strong, making his debut.
We're going to find out. He's a very talented kid. He's a bigger guard. He can rebound the basketball. He's a good passer. He's a very good shooter with a lot of range. Now, whether that translates against the best teams we're going to play, we're going to find out. He's going to get a chance, and we're going to need him to play well in order to have the type of season that we hope to have.
Had a strong performance off the bench from Matthews as well. Got some things done, 11 points in 11 minutes off the bench.
He's instant offense and has been ever since he was in high school. I remember seeing him play any number of times in high school because he's a Libertyville guy, which is just on the block, and we've had Libertyville guys, Jimmy Boykowicz to name one, and he was a special scorer in high school. It's taken him a little bit of time to get his feet on the ground here, but that's something that we're hoping to get more of from him. I don't know you're going to get 11 and 11 every time, but he's a threat to score every time he catches the ball, and we need that.
Your opponent tonight, 3-1, Fighting Saints, University of St. Francis, a team that 2 of their last 3 games were exhibitions against Division I schools, so they're not intimidated, if you would say, coming into a building here like the Tarble Arena.
Not at all. They played Eastern Illinois, and I don't think played particularly well. They went up to Eastern Michigan and played a very competitive basketball game. They play in that league with Olivet Nazarene and Cardinal Stritch and St. Xavier, so they play very good people through the year, and I think they know it's going to be a good ball game, and yet, as you say, they played a schedule that is pretty darn good at this stage in the season. And being an NAIA team, they've already had 4 regular season games plus the 2 exhibitions.
They have a couple of Division I transfer backs, if you will, that they've got a point guard and one of their forwards played some Division I, or at least were on a Division I program.
Well, the point guard, Raspopovic, is a Serbian kid from Northwest Indiana, so we've seen him through the years in some of the Serb tournaments. He's a very aggressive kid. Tries to be a playmaker on both ends. Looks to steal the basketball on the defensive end, likes to penetrate and kick the ball around a little bit on the offensive end. And the other guy, the Iliev from California, nice player. He started at Northridge, then he went a year at junior college and bounced back to St. Francis. He's 6'5", with an outside game and an inside game, so he has to be guarded pretty correctly.
I almost get the impression, watching a little bit of the film, a little bit of a zone and press type of team.
A lot of pressing. We've looked at several of their tapes, and it almost seems like every time they score, they press, certainly on dead ball situations and on free throw situations, and frankly, on both score situations, they pressed. We've worked quite a bit against that this week with some good practice success. Whether that carries over, we're going to have to find out.
Keys for a win here tonight, Bosko.
Continue to execute offensively. Maintain that assist-turnover ratio that we talked about so much in the preseason. and let's do a good job rebounding every time out. We were good the other night, but they weren't big. This is going to be a bigger team. You take a look, they're 6'8", 6'5". They've got a 6'8" off the bench. They're a good rebounding team. We're going to have to hold our own on the boards, and if that happens, we'll have a good evening.
Good luck.
Thanks, Johnny.
Bosco Jurkovich joining us on our pregame as the Redmen get set to take on the University of St. Francis in the second game tonight of the Carthage Classic here at the Tarble Arena. We'll pause and take a 60 break. When we come back, starting lineups and tip-off right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena in Kenosha as we get set for Redmen basketball tonight on 1050 WLIP. The Redmen taking on the University of St. Francis out of Joliet, Illinois. Starting lineups just now getting turned into the scorers table, and as we expected, a little change in the lineup. If you're just joining us, Dante Logan not available tonight or tomorrow for the Redmen, and the decision made by the coaching staff on that, and we'll leave it at that. And Dante should be available to the team on Tuesday night on their trip down to UW-Platteville. So the Redmen are going to have a little bit of a different look, although they'll have some balance out there with some experience. Reese Hirth, the senior out of Morton Grove, Illinois, will get a start tonight at guard. 6'2", 170, at 19 points, led the team in scoring in that win over North Central on Saturday. Mike Kelson, you heard Bosco talk about Kelson in the pregame, a 6'3", 180-pound sophomore guard out of Bloomingdale, Illinois, and he was 14 points in that victory over North Central, and should be an interesting player to keep an eye on here tonight. Cameron Van Wyk, always tough, always a lot of energy underneath. The 6'6" senior out of the Netherlands, the American School of The Hague. He has been an outstanding player, really brought his game up to a new level these last couple of years, and expects to carry that on through his senior year. He'll get a start at forward. As expected, Sean Valentine stepping into the starting lineup tonight, the 6'4" junior out of Cary, Illinois. Valentine, a two-year starter, two-year experience in this Redmen team, got a little bit more playing time a season ago. And of course, Mike Costell will play center. Costell, the 6'7", 235-pound senior out of St. Charles, Illinois. Interesting with Mike, I think shook off a lot of rust last year early on, and his game really started to develop down the stretch. And I think Mike bringing a presence on the board and a physical presence underneath that the Redmen will desperately need as the season progresses. Looks like starting lineups now posted for the Saints, and they'll go with Jake Raspopovich. Raspopovich, the transfer from Pan American University, a guard, 6', 175, a sophomore out of Maryville, Indiana. Matt Sheriff, an interesting player. Sheriff, a 6'4" senior guard out of Manchester, England. Then you have Edvinas Presnikovis. Presnikovis, the junior out of Plainfield, Illinois, goes 6'3", 200 pounds. Jens Kennedy will play center, a 6'8", 210-pound junior out of Dwight, Illinois. And Ilya Ilyaev, who is a 6'5", 220-pound junior out of Los Angeles, California. As heard Bosco mention, an outside-inside game that has to be guarded all the time. You have to be aware of his presence throughout the floor. And Ilyaev is a 220-pound junior, a transfer from Cal State Northridge. So there are your starting lineups for tonight's ball game. A couple of games have about to go final, or have gone final, if you will. Tournament game down in Jacksonville, Illinois, the Bill Maris Tip-Off Classic down at Illinois College. And Illinois Wesleyan bounces back after an opening night loss to Benedictine. They come back in fine fashion, shutting down Buena Vista out of the Iowa Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, 76-63, the final in favor of the Titans. It's a tight ball game until about 9 minutes to go in the second half, and Wesleyan's defense went to work, clamped down on the Beavers, holding Buena Vista without a basket for nearly 5 minutes, the midway point of that second half, and pulled away from the Beavers late to win it 76-63, the final in that one. Another game about to go final, and that is Augustana is drilling Thomas More College down in Kentucky tonight, 63-29, the score last report we had in the second half. So Augustana well on its way to its third win of the season. couple other games tonight that we'll try and keep an eye on for you involving CCIW teams. You've got North Central in their season opener tonight. They're taking on Trinity International at the Naperville Tip-Off Tournament tonight. And Milliken is down in St. Louis taking on the Gorlocks of Webster University in the Webster Tournament. That game about to tip off top of the hour. And Wheaton in their home tournament. They're hosting Olivet tonight in the Lee Fund Classic. That game also will tip off in just a couple of minutes as well. So we'll try and follow those games for you throughout the night. Keep you posted on what's happening in the CCIW. Big weekend in Division III as well. The football pairings announced this week, and the 32-team field announced. Wheaton College representing the CCIW will be in action tomorrow as they are hosting the Benedictine tomorrow, and they will have Benedictine out of the champions of their football conference. That was a three-way tie, by the way. Ended up with Benedictine, Lakeland, and Concordia all tying for that league championship. And Benedictine by tiebreaker gets that nod. So they are down there playing in the 32-team field. North Central, incidentally, the 8-2 team that finished second in the CCIW, did not make it in, and they did not get the nod into the Division III football tournament. Number 1 ranked UW-Whitewater will take on McAllister College tomorrow, and that McAllister, new comer to the Midwest Football Conference, and that with St. Norbert, and winning that conference title this year. School out of Minnesota. That Milwaukee paper, a nice article in the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel this morning about the trials and tribulations of that program. At one point, lost 56 games in a row at one point in that Minnesota league. Left that league, became an independent for several years, and as an independent found it harder and harder to schedule, and then hooked up with the Midwest Football League, and will represent take that banner into its game against number 1 ranked UW-Whitewater tomorrow afternoon. CCIW all-conference football all-conference team was selected earlier this week, and that came out on Tuesday. No surprise, Mike Swider, head coach at Wheaton, named the coach of the year in the CCIW. And also getting the nod in that all-conference team. You had the Art Keller Offensive Player of the Year. Peter Sorensen, the tall and rangy wide receiver from North Central, named the Offensive Player of the Year, the Art Keller Award in the CCIW. The Don Larson Defensive Player of the Year award went to, I thought, the best linebacker in the conference, Adam Dansdale of Wheaton. And he leads that all-conference first team. Several Redmond players made second team all-conference on the defensive side of the football. Congratulations to Chantrell Garner, the freshman out of Wisconsin Lutheran High School, with a second-team all-conference appearance, along with his running mate in that defensive backfield, Marcus Harnett, senior out of Thornridge High School. Both of those players amongst the league leaders in interceptions this year. Also making second-team all-conference for the second consecutive season, Greg Money, inside linebacker for the Redmen, a sophomore out of Palatine Fremd High School. He made a second-team all-conference in football this past week, as did Javier Rhodes. Quietly had I thought, one of the better seasons as a tight end in the league. Rhodes, just a sophomore, making second-team all-conference as a tight end, the 6'1", 235-pounder out of East Leiden High School in Chicago. So congratulations to Javier Rhodes, Greg Money, Marcus Harnett, and Chantrell Garner, representing Carthage College on the second-team all-conference football selection this year. So that coming out on Tuesday of this week. And as I mentioned, Mike Swider, head football coach of Wheaton, named the coach of the year. Wheaton going 7-0 in league play, 10-0 overall, and completing their third perfect season since the 2003 campaign when they went 2002 and 2003, back-to-back undefeated seasons and conference champions. So their first undefeated run in 11 years for the Wheaton Thunder. Busy weekend here on 1050 WLIP. We've got basketball tonight. We're just a couple of minutes away from tipping off our action between the Redmen and the University of St. Francis. Tomorrow we'll have women's basketball for you in the afternoon at 1:45. Our broadcast will start here at the Tarble Arena as the Carthage Lady Reds open up the home portion of their schedule. They'll take on UW La Crosse tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. And then we'll be right back with you with men's action, depending on how the Redmen do here tonight, either a 4 o'clock tip or a 6 o'clock tip tomorrow afternoon. So very, very busy sports weekend here as we like to say, business picking up. And then the Redmen themselves will head out to Platteville on Tuesday. No broadcast of that game. We will have for you on Tuesday night, though, women's basketball here on 1050 WLIP as the Lady Reds travel out to Dubuque, Iowa to take on Loras College. We'll have that broadcast for you at 5:45 on Tuesday evening from beautiful downtown Dubuque, Iowa. So here tonight, you got the Redmen and the University of St. Francis Fighting Saints. The Fighting Saints come in with a record of 3-1 overall and 1-1 away from home. They're an NAIA Division II team. They play out of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. They share conference the division with the Cardinal Stritch University and Olivet Nazarene, St. Xavier. Those schools all play out of that Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. So this would be a very good test here for the Redmen tonight as they come in with a record of 3-1. Redmen come in at 1-0. As we mentioned, they'll be a little bit shorthanded tonight. If you're just joining us, Dante Logan not available tonight as he will be out the next couple of ball games and should be ready for Tuesday's matchup against UW Platteville. Earlier tonight, Aurora University knocked off UW La Crosse 70-68. So Aurora is waiting the winner of this game, and La Crosse will play in the 4 o'clock matchup against the runner-up here tonight in this second matchup. Aurora getting a last-second bucket as time was running out by Gavin Walker, and the Spartans put 3 players in double figures. Kyle Pilmer with 17, Brandon Smith with 15, and Tyler Hall with 14 points. Meanwhile, UW La Crosse, their leading scorer tonight was Skylar Cameron with 23 points, 5 of 16 from the floor, all 5 from behind the arc, and he also collected 8 rebounds in the loss for La Crosse, who now goes to 1-1 on the season. Aurora ups their mark now to 2-0 on the year. Give you the starting lineups for our ball game here tonight. We'll start with the University of St. Francis Fighting Saints. At point guard, their playmaker, Jake Respopovich. Respopovich, a 6-foot, 175-pound guard, a sophomore out of Maryville, Indiana, transfer from Pan American University. Matt Sheriff will be at guard, 6'4", 185, a senior from Manchester, England. And Sheriff coming into the game here tonight, averaging just under 8 points per contest, 7.8 per game for Matt Sheriff. Ilya Ilyev will play at forward, 6'5", 220, a junior out of Los Angeles, California, prepped out in the Palisades High School area. Spent some time at Cal State Northridge, went to a junior college last year, now finds himself at the University of St. Francis. Ilyev, their third leading scorer at 14 per game. Jens Kennedy will get a start at forward, 6'8", 210 junior out of Dwight, Illinois. Kennedy averaging 14.5 points, 6.8 rebounds per contest. And the team's leading scorer is Edvinas Presnikovic. Presnikovic, the guard, 6'3", 200-pound junior out of Plainfield, Illinois. He is shooting 51% from the floor, 45% from three-point range, averaging 16 points per contest to go with 6 rebounds. And he is their team's leading scorer. So it'll be Respopovich, Sheriff, Presnikovic, Ilyev, and Kennedy for the University of St. Francis. For the Carthage College Redmen, it'll be Mike Keldson getting a start at guard, a 6'3", 180-pound sophomore out of Bloomingdale, Illinois. Reese Hirth will get some time at guard tonight. He will start at 6'2", 170, the senior out of Morton Grove, Illinois. Led the team in scoring in the victory over North Central University on Saturday with 19 points. The forwards will be Cameron Van Wyk. Van Wyk, a 6'6" senior out of Wassenaar, Netherlands. Sean Valentine at forward, 6'4", 200-pound junior out of Cary, Illinois. And Mike Costell will patrol the paint tonight, 6'7", 235, the senior out of St. Charles, Illinois. Head coach for the Carthage Redmen, Bosko Jerkovic, in his 29th season now. He is 6 victories shy of 500 on his coaching career, and he is 2 victories away from notching win number 300 as the Carthage College coach, now in his 19th season here at Carthage College. Bosko's overall mark, 494 and 248. He is 298 and 169 here at Carthage College. The Fighting Saints are coached by Ryan Marks. So we're just about set for our tip-off here tonight. Let's turn it over to Adam King, the PA announcer here at the Tarble Arena.
Carthage Men's Basketball Classic between Carthage College and St. Francis University. The NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student-athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. The NCAA, the CCIW, and Carthage thank you for your cooperation. And now for the starting lineups for tonight's game between the St. Francis Fighting Saints with a record of 3-1 and your Carthage Redmen with a record of 1-0. Let's meet the Fighting Saints of the University of St. Francis. A 6-foot sophomore guard out of Maryville, Indiana, number 10, Jake Raspopovich. A 6'4" senior guard out of Manchester, England, number 12, Matt Sheriff. A 6'3" junior guard out of Plainfield, Illinois, number 23, Edvinas Presnikovis. A 6'5" junior forward out of Los Angeles, California, number 30, Ilya Ilyayev. And a 6-foot junior center from Dwight, Illinois, number 50, Jens Kennedy. The head coach for the Fighting Saints is Ryan Marks. He's assisted by Jesse Woods, Tony Graves, Eli Crevoloni, Cornelius Gillian. Are you ready? And now let's get the starting lineup for your Carthage Redmen. At 4, the 6'6" senior from the Netherlands, number 22, Cameron Van Wyk. At guard, a 6'3" sophomore from Bloomingdale, Illinois, number 10, Mike Keldson. At center, a 6'8" senior from St. Charles, Illinois, number 40, Mike Costell. At forward, a 6'4" junior from Cary, Illinois, number 24, Sean Valentine. And at guard, a 6'2" senior from Morton Grove, Illinois, number 15, Reese Hirth. Your Redmen are coached by Bosko Jerkovic. He's assisted by Steve Jerkovic, Quincy French, Jose Garcia, and Andy Atkins. Good luck to both teams.
So we're set for basketball tonight from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Should be a good one here tonight. Carthage and the University of St. Francis. Our officials tonight will be Tony Driscoll, Rob Kruger, and Gerald Morrow. Saints come out in their gold jerseys, gold shorts trimmed out in white and black. Redmen, the white jerseys, red numerals, red lettering here tonight. Costell will jump center against Kennedy. In the opening tip brought down by the Redmen, and we are underway tonight. Our season debut of Carthage basketball here on 1050 WLIP, and right away a turnover as Reese Hirth slipped and fell on that far sideline and took the ball out of bounds. So turnover to St. Francis. Bosco mentioned that will be the key tonight. Do a little bit better job protecting the basketball. Redmond open up man-to-man defense. Ball goes down low, right block to Kennedy. Spin move on Castell. Going glass, banks it in. Little head shoulder fake that time. Little move on the low block. Got around Castell. 2-0 St. Francis. A little bit of pressure here put on by the Saints as Carthage will take it across. Hirth with it now on the near side. Gets it to Valentine on the near wing. Back up top to Hirth. Free throw line, Van Wyk. Jumper there, good. Cameron Van Wyk with the free throw line jumper, able to drop it in and tie it at 2. Now the Saints will bring it down and set it up. They'll fire up the 3 and they'll hit. They've been red hot from outside the 3-point range. Eliav that time, top of the circle, dropped that one in. 5-2 Saints. Again, they'll press on just about every made basket, and they'll back off toward midcourt as Kelson will bring it up across the timeline. Kelson on the dribble, works it off left wing, gets it to Valentine. Up top to Van Wyk, reversing right side. Back to Kelson. Kelson being guarded by Rush Popovich. Gets it to Hirth. Nice head shoulder fake on the drive. Hirth, scoop shot, no. Rebound, Castell had it, slapped out of his hand, off his thigh, and out of bounds to the Saints. Castell got a hand on it. Tried to gather that one in, and then it was Matt Sheriff who knocked it away, and it went off of Castell's thigh out of bounds. Saints will bring it in full length, leading 5-2, minute and a half into our first half. Now backing down into the paint, Respopovich, turnaround shot, good. Eliav with that nice little back down move into the paint, able to hit. Eliav with 5 of his team's 7 points. Largest lead of the game now at 5 for the Saints. We're 2 minutes in. Carthage will get it across. Kelson here on the left wing. A little bit of a zone look here now. A little 2-3 zone here for the Saints. Valentine in the right corner. Cross-court feed left side. Kelson whips it back into Castell. Driving hard to the basket. Laid it short. Rebound Kennedy. Little contact that time inside. No foul called as Castell got that shot up and Kennedy was able to muscle the rebound. Redmond down 5. Saints with the ball. They skip it through the lane, and it was tipped out of the hands of Respopovich. Kelson tipping it away out of bounds to the Redmond bench. Saints maintain possession with 21 on the shot clock. Get it inbounds. Popovich with it now. Works it off to Kennedy, top of the circle. He can handle the basketball out there. He's not afraid to work that dribble. 9 on the shot clock now. Eliav now backing down, going over Van Wyk. High off the glass, no. Castell tipped it to himself, lost it. Kelson comes away with it. Good job on working the glass that time by Castell. 7-2 Redmond trail. Hirth now. Nice feed to Van Wyk. Free throw line jumper, good. Little dribble penetration that time by Reese Hirth, and then kind of turned and hand delivered it right to Van Wyk at the free throw line. He was able to fire it up all in one motion and hit. Van Wyk with 4. All 4 of his team's points. 7-4 Saints. Eliav free throw line jumper. Turnaround shot there. No good. Rebound Castell. He'll clear it out to Kelson. He'll bring it down. 16:40 to go. First half. Redmond trail 3. Hirth now. Top of the circle to Van Wyk. Works it off to Kelson. Back to Van Wyk. Working on Eliav with a little dribble. Leans in. Puts up the shot. No. Rebound Kennedy. Van Wyk looking for a foul there, but got back defensively, able to tip the pass away, and the Carthage comes away with a steal. Active hands that time by Van Wyk, getting back on defense. Valentine to Van Wyk, around to Kelson on the right wing. Kelson now takes the dribble back out near the center stripe. Redmond trail by 3 here. Kelson for 3. That one clanks off the rim and out of bounds. Not much leg lift that time on that 3-point shot. Remains a 7-4 ball game here in favor of the Saints. 4 minutes in to our contest tonight. And the winner of this game will face Aurora University tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the championship of the Carthage Classic. Aurora knocking off UW Lacrosse here. The final basket, the final horn. Kennedy's shot no good. Castell got the rebound and got thumped pretty hard as he hit the deck. Kennedy took that shot, then tried to follow it in off the left side, and Castell got in the paint there to get the rebound and got undercut as he came down with it on the foul by Kennedy. First foul of the game on either team. 7-4, Redmond trail 3 here. 15 and a half minutes to go, first half. Keltson, deep three, top of the circle. That one's good. Mike Keltson, top of the circle. Over Eliav that time. Came out a little token defense, but Keltson able to knock down the triple. We're tied at 7. Eliav now top of the circle to Respopovich. Back over far side 3, crawls up and over the rim, no good by Presnikovis, and the rebound pulled away by Keltson. Down to Valentine on the right wing. Valentine works it to Van Wyk, back over to Keltson here on the near wing. Finds Hirth top of the circle. Little head shoulder bob, now backs it off on the dribble. Now pulls up, shooting over Sheriff. That one's no good. Tipped through the paint, taken away by the Saints. They'll lead the breakout 3-on-2 the other way. Coming hard, count it, and 1 on the dribble penetration by Sheriff on the foul by Reese Hirth. Hirth had the right idea, tried to get in front, cut him off at the baseline, but never got the feet set, was tardy trying to set the feet to take the charge, and so Sheriff will get to the line to complete the three-point play. And the free throw is up and good by Sheriff. Gene Petrusek in now for the Saints, a 6'4 sophomore out of Westmont, Illinois. 10-7, St. Francis on top of Carthage. 14 and a half minutes to go, first half here in Kenosha. And the Redmen will play tomorrow here at the Tarble Arena. Keltson's three is no good. Long rebound in the corner, taken away by Respopovich. He'll get it down quickly, down to Petrusek. He missed the layup, and the rebound cleared out of there by Reese Hirth. Boy, he had a good look, took it right to the rim, but didn't finish. Got caught in that no man's land where he wasn't sure if he was going to put it off the glass or finger roll it right through. Now the Redmen will set it up. Van Wyk left of the free throw line, kicks it back out to Keltson high on the right wing. Gets a screen from Castell, slides through the screen, dumps it off to Valentine for the 20-footer. No, battle for the loose ball inside. Petrusek comes away with it. They'll clear it down, gets it to Respopovich. And the three ball on the way, and good over the Respopovich screen, and a timeout taken by Carthage. Knocking that one down, JoJo Ballestero out of Anaheim, California with the triple. And it's a 6-0 run and a 30-second timeout taken by the Redmen. Told you this team is very good, very adept at shooting the three-point basket. In their four games, they're 41% from behind the arc. As a team, they're shooting just a shade under 50% coming into the contest here tonight. (13-7) in favor of St. Francis. Carthage will keep the starting 5 out there. Face some token pressure, full length here as Van Wyk gets it in quickly to Keltson. Keltson now protecting the basketball on the dribble, trying to get around Respopovich. Will take it across. Now flips it off to Hirth. Hirth jump stops, now drives the basket right side, lays it up and in. Reese Hirth with a nice job that time as he was working on the new defender in there, Brian Edwards, a 6'2 guard out of Joliet West. That little jump stop, shoulder lean, and then dribbled right past him, took it right to the rim for the layup. 13-9, Redmond trail by 4. 7 minutes gone by here in our first half in Kenosha. Eliav trying to drive left side, cut off nicely by Castell, dishes it back up. Respopovich driving hard to the basket, going all the way, lays it up short. Battle for the loose ball inside, cleared out of there by Edwards. 2 on the shot clock, that ball never touched the rim, and they won't get this one off. That layup going in that time did not touch iron. Ryan Marks, the head coach for St. Francis, wanted to know how that didn't touch iron. No ruling by the officials. They never reset the shot clock, and so a 35-second shot clock violation to the Saints. Carthage will bring it down, trailing by 4. Van Wyk's pass stolen away by Respopovich. He'll break out, and he'll lay it up and in the other way. Didn't step to the pass that time as Van Wyck's pass into Kelson. Kelson never stepped toward the basketball. Now the Redmen break the press. Kelson with a spin move to the basket, had swatted away. Van Wyck with the rebound. He got bumped, no foul. And they play on as they'll bring it back, the Saints, the other way. Another three on the way by Balistrero. This one high off the back iron, no good. Rebound, Eliav battling Castell, lays it up and in. Eliav, that time, the junior out of Los Angeles, California, besting Castell underneath, working hard in the paint. 17-9, a 10-2 run here by the Saints. 11:50 to go here in our first half. Valentine now trying to work it into Castell, broken up inside by Petrozek. Back come the Saints the other way, where it's Popovich had it dribbled off of Hurth's foot, kicked it out of bounds. First sub here for the Redmen, it'll be Miles Olson, the 6'1 junior guard out of East Troy, coming in for the Redmen. Also Mike Stevenson, the 6'2 senior, sophomore I should say, out of Wilmot High School. Stevenson in for the Redmen. And also Scott McNellis checking in for the Redmen. McNellis, the 6'5 sophomore from Downers Grove South. He will replace Van Wyck. Redmen trailing 8, their largest deficit of the game. Petrozek for three, top of the circle, barely drew iron. Bad angle, that shot straight down off the bottom of the rim. They battle for it inside, and Carthage comes away with it. Olson now will bring it down as the point. He'll hand it off to Hurth. Hurth now to Castell, back to Olson. Olson on the left wing, working on Balistrero. Now back over to Hurth. Hurth inside to Castell, working on Petrozak on the right block, kicks it back up top to Hurth, 13 on the shot clock. Good defense here by the Saints. Now Hurth lost the dribble as he tried to go through a double screen, and back the other way come the Saints, and it's a save from going out as nearly taking it out was Presnikovic, and stepping in front of that, taking it away from Presnikovic was Stevenson for the Redmen. 17-9, Saints lead it. Now Castell, turnaround jumper, right baseline, good. Over Petrozak that time. 17-11, first points of the night for Castell. Redmen trail by 6 here as the University of St. Francis will get set offensively here. Balistrero high on the right wing, guarded by Miles Olson. Balistrero behind the back dish, back to Petrozak. His 20-footer from the right side, no good. Manella snared the rebound, and we got a reach-in foul. Brian Edwards reaching in that time on McNellis. His first, second on the team. Cameron Van Wyck will check back in for Valentine, or for Castell, I should say. Also, Ellis Matthews in for the first time tonight. Matthews, a 6'3 junior from Libertyville. 10-10 to go here in the first half. Carthage trailing 17-11. Olson now. Dribble penetration back to Matthews. Up top to McNellis. Around to Stevenson. Stevenson will fire it up top of the circle. That ball is short. Matthews couldn't control the rebound as it was deflected to Sheriff. Now the Saints will set it up. Sheriff with it high in the right wing. Ball fakes a pass. Now hands it off to Edwards. Edwards out in the right corner. Takes the dribble all the way around through the paint. Banks it hard off the glass. No good. McNellis battling for the ball with Edwards, and it goes off of Edwards out of bounds. Carthage will keep possession here. Jens Kennedy will check back in now, replacing Petrozak for the Saints. 9:35 to go here in this first half. 17-11. A 10-2 run midway through this first half, propelling the Fighting Saints to the early lead. Matthews now works it up top to McNellis between the circles. Trying to work it to Edwards. Edwards stepped in front of Matthews for the steal, and he'll take it back for the dunk. And a timeout taken by the Redmen here. As the Redmen getting sloppy, it'll be a full timeout. We'll take a break as well. 9:15 remaining first half. St. Francis 19, Carthage 11 on AM 1050 WLIP. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. 9:12 remaining first half. Redmond trail by 8, 19-11. Redmond with the basketball. Olson with it. Kicks it off to Matthews for 3. That one's no good. Stevenson trying to tap it out. Could not. Jojo Ballestero takes it back the other way. Ballestero penetrates, dumps it back. Kennedy free throw line jumper. That one rolls off, no good. Matthews had it, lost it. Edwards comes away with it for St. Francis. Now dumps it down hard, low left. Laying it up and in was Petrakovas. Presnikovas with the basket. He's got his first 2 tonight. Largest lead of the game now at 10, 21-11 in favor of the Saints. Matthews with it. Circling around right side, now penetrates, overlays as the ball curled off. Easy rebound inside for Presnikovas. Back the other way comes Edwards. Kicks it off. Presnikovas for 3, knocks it down, and the Saints are on a roll here. They've opened up a 13-point advantage now, 24-11 with 8 minutes to go here in our first half. Just a little more energy on that Saints sideline right now. Redmond a little lethargic here. Now Matthews, pull-up jumper, right side, good. Alice Matthews, his first bucket tonight. Stops the bleeding somewhat. Redmond cut the deficit now to 11, 24-13. 7:40 to go first half. Final out of Kentucky tonight. Augustana knocked off Thomas More College 91-61 as the hook shot in the paint goes down for Kennedy, and we'll add one more as he was fouled. Van Wyk picking up the foul, his first, second team foul. Castell will check back in along with Reese Hirth, replacing McNellis and Matthews. And Kennedy with the and one upcoming. And Kennedy's free throw is good. 5 points in the half for Kennedy. Bumps the lead back out to 14 as they try and inbound, and taking a tumble, Miles Olson in that far into the bench as he was trying to track down that loose ball. Resh Popovich with the foul. That is his first, third on the Saints. Carthage again will get it into Olson. And some token pressure here. Olson being bothered by Resh Popovich. Now takes it across. Redmond will set up their offense. Olson penetrates, kick out left corner 3 by Hirth. That one battles off, no good. Battle for the loose ball, goes out of bounds off of Stevenson. And it will be Fighting Saints basketball. St. Francis gets it down the floor. With it now is Presnikovas. Back up top it'll go through the hands of Eliav. Now to Respopovich. Back over to the right side it goes Sheriff. They'll fire it down low and it's taken away inside by Castell. Castell with the steal, outlets to Olson, back to Castell, now to Stevenson high in the left wing. Now dumps it into Van Wyk. Van Wyk will just take it right to the rack and lay it in. Cameron Van Wyk with 6 of his team's 15 first half points. Redmond back to within 12, 27-15, 6.5 minutes to play first half. Now Kennedy top of the circle, works it off left wing. Down low, back and down with it is Eliav. Turnaround shot, that one's no good. Kennedy with the offensive board, goes with the left hand and lays it in. Kennedy standing underneath the basket, collected that ball with the right hand, transferred it over to his left hand and just slapped it off the glass and down. Kennedy with 7 points, he leads all scorers. 29-15, Fighting Saints, under 6 minutes to go here in the half. Olson now gets around the Castell screen, gets it back to Castell. He'll drive now. Contact, no foul, as hitting the deck was Kennedy, and Van Wyk got the easy look to the basket on the dish from Castell. Castell and Kennedy collided in the paint, and Kennedy tried to embellish that a little bit. The officials not buying it. Let him play on. 8 points now for Van Wyk. 29-17, 5.5 minutes to play here in the first half. See if the Redmond can get on a little run. And they get a steal here as Castell able to intercept that pass in the middle intended for Eliav. Get some points here as Stevenson nearly turned it over. Gets it off to Castell, and his pass to Olsen was stolen by Respopovich. He'll lean in, and it was blocked out of there by Castell. Good defensive effort by Castell to get back and block the Respopovich shot. I think Saints with the basketball here. Kick it back out. Sheriff for top of the circle. That one's no good. Van Wyk clears it out. Down the floor to Hurth. Hurth down the right wing. Gets to the paint, now backs it off to Castell. Three-pointer on the way for Big Mike. That one rattles off, no good. Van Wyk with the rebound, offensive board, and the stick back goes down. Cameron Van Wyk and a timeout Fighting Saints as the Redmen have cut it to 10 with 4:39 to play. We'll take a 30-second timeout by the Fighting Saints. Again, Aurora defeated La Crosse tonight here in the first game of the tournament, 70-68. So the Spartans awaiting the winner of this ball game for the championship of the Carthage Classic tomorrow evening. Championship game will get underway at 6. Consolation game at 4. We have Lady Reds basketball for you tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock. We'll be with you at 1:45 for that, as the Lady Reds open up the home portion of their schedule tomorrow afternoon, taking on UW La Crosse. Eagles playing in Chicago tonight, taking on North Park. Well, the Redmen have cut it to 10 here. Could use a stop. Try and get it down to single digits here late in this first half. 4.5 minutes to go in this half. Now Edwards with it. Had it. Lost it. Now regathers it. Now on the drive. Bumped by Stevenson. Now leans in with the right hand. Shot partially blocked by Stevenson. And it'll go out of bounds. Fighting Saints will retain possession right of the basket with 16 on the shot clock. Balistrero will trigger the inbound up top to Eliav. Gets it back in the hands of Presnikovis. And the pass deflected out of bounds by the Redmen. Kelson that time able to knock it out. 10 on the shot clock here for the Fighting Saints as they'll inbound in front of the Redmen bench. Balistrero with 5, with 4, way up high near the center circle. Now circles around right side, try to force it inside with the shot clock going down, deflects off of Edwards, and Stevenson comes away with it for the Redmen. Kelson now takes it across midcourt. Kelson gives it off to Hurth. Now back to Kelson here on the near side. Tried to throw it back to Hurth and it overthrew into the stands and all the way up, 3/4 of the way up the bleachers is Reese Hurth trying to save that one from going out. Fighting Saints will get it in the backcourt here. 3:44 remaining first half. Redmen trailing by 10. Pretty good University of St. Francis team. This team is a tough competitive league as Balestreros open 3, top of the circle, knocks it down. 32-19 Saints. Redmen having trouble with the passing game. They're not sharp here tonight. That one nearly stolen away by Presnikovis in front of Reese Hurth. Carthage will reset here in the backcourt. Kelson will play point here now. See how he directs the offense. Got away with a chicken wing there as he pushed off Balistrero. Kelson now gets it off to Van Wyk, dumps it down over the top to Big Mike Castell inside. Turnaround shot left block, no good. Battle for the loose ball, and it's taken away by Presnikovis. He'll get it down the floor to Edwards, left wing. Fires it underneath. Wide open look to Petrozak, and the Redmen forced to take another timeout here. Well, they got it to 10 at 29-19, I should say, but a 5-0 run here. And St. Francis has quickly built this one back up to a 15-point advantage with 2:56 remaining. Well, Redmen will take on either Aurora or La Crosse tomorrow. Then on Tuesday night, they'll head out to the southwest side of the state of Wisconsin, out to UW-Platteville to take on the Pioneers Tuesday night. And Carthage will play over the Thanksgiving break out in California. They'll have 2 games. They'll play Washington University and University of California Santa Cruz on Friday and Saturday next week. We'll have both of those games here on 1050 WLIP. Friday's game gets underway with our pregame at 4:45, a 5 o'clock Central Time tip. And the same for Saturday night. We'll be with you at 4:45 on Saturday from Northern California. 2:56 remaining here in the half. A 5-0 run here by the Saints have stemmed what momentum the Redmen had, trailing by double digits here late. Carthage able to cut it to 10 at 29-19, but unable to get it into single digits as of yet. Kelson will bring it down. Works it to Hirth, low right. Backing down on Edwards with the dribble. Now turns on Edwards, got tripped up. Oh, they're going to call a travel. Ooh. Edwards hit the deck trying to draw a charge. He fell to the floor. Then Hirth tried to make a penetration move to the basket, and he got tripped up. There could have been a foul called there rather than the travel. The off balance was caused by the contact by Edwards, but that's not how the officials saw it. 2.5 minutes to go here in this first half, and Redmond down 15. Edwards now lost the dribble, and then on a breakout, Hirth, and we're going to get an offensive foul called here on Edwards on a charge. Might have been a little bit of makeup call by Gerald Morrow there. He was getting a little bit of the chewing over by Bosco on that call underneath that wasn't made on the last offensive set by the Redmen. We'll get our first look tonight of Brad Cruz, the freshman out of Hawthorne Woods, Illinois. His father played for North Park back when Bosco was part of the North Park regime. Now Hirth, 20-footer left side, that one's no good. Rebound, Respopovich. Carthage not getting very good looks here the last couple offensive sets. And the 3-ball on the way, that one's no good. Castell with going high for the rebound. They'll clear it out to Hirth. Hirth now with a clear look to the basket, drives hard and was fouled late as he drove the right side to the tin. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2. Petrzak that time coming down, chasing Hirth down, got a piece of the arm on the way up that time. So Hirth will get to the free throw line. First trip to the line tonight for the Redmen. Tells you something right there. Hirth drops in the first free throw. Second one is up and good for Reese Hirth. 2 for 2 that trip. Hirth now with 4 points, 34-21 the deficit, minute 55 to go in our first half. Redmond staying man-to-man here. So work it up top. Petrzak with it. Looking for Ballestero. Finds him on the left wing. Guarded by Kelson. Now dumps it inside. Kresnikovic going inside. Shot swatted out of there by Castell. Picked up, though, by the Saints. Castell a second block. Kresnikovic from the far side. No good out of the left corner. And then we got a tie up here on the far side. Possession arrow to St. Francis. So Fighting Saints will get it here on the held ball. They'll inbound to the right of their basket here with minute 28 to go in this first half. Throw it up and over the top. Kresnikovic got away with a walk that time to the basket, laid it up and in. How is that not a travel? 7 points now for Kresnikovic. 36-21. And again chasing 15 here, minute 10 to go in the half. Some work to do in the second 20 minutes here. Cruz with it now. Works it below the free throw line on the left wing. Gave up the dribble, needs some help. Finds Van Wyk, and now what do we have? Got contact between Hirth and Respopovich. And it's Respopovich with the push who will get charged with the foul. Second on Respopovich. 6th team foul on the Fighting Saints. Under a minute remaining here in this first half as Van Wyk will inbound the basketball. Now we'll get a quick sub here. Respopovich will come out. Matt Sheriff in for Respopovich. And Wyk into Hirth. Left side, now back up top to Kelson. 54 seconds to go. Carthage trailing by 15. Earth with it, dumps it into Castell. Castell backing down on the left block, turnaround spin shot. That one falls off the rim, no good. Pietrzak with the rebound, clears it out with the dribble. 36 seconds to go in the half, about a 7-second differential here. They have to get a shot off before the buzzer. So the Saints have come to Kenosha here and have controlled this ball game. I'm going to come out rather flat here. Again, without Dante Logan tonight, he'll not be available for the next 2 ball games. As firing up from the 3 ball from the right corner is Presnikovic, I should say. 5 seconds to go in the half. 39-21, Redmond down. They get it inside to Van Wyk. Reverse layup is good at the horn. And the deficit will be 16 here at the half. 39-23 in favor of the Fighting Saints. They have controlled this ball game since very early. A 10-2 run, opening up a 8-point lead, and then from there they've put it on cruise control, building as much as a 16-point advantage here late. And they lead here by 16 at the break, 39-23. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. We'll run down the numbers of this first half right after this 2-minute timeout on your home for Redmond basketball, AM 1050 WLIP. Well, rough first half here for the Carthage Redmen in the opening game of the Carthage Classic here tonight, 39-23. Fighting Saints leading the Carthage Redmen here through the first 20 minutes. And Saints came in here meaning business. They got down to work. They opened up a quick 8-point lead early in this contest. Redmond battled back to tie the game at 17, but then a 10-2 run opened up a 27-19 advantage, and they just blew this game open, spread it out to as much as 16 a couple of times here late, and then that final triple out of the corner by Alstreros, and that pretty much sealed the fate here of this first half, and pretty much how the first half went here for the Redmen. Kind of a pedestrian type of first half. Not much energy, not much emotion out there right now for Carthage. So to get things turned around here a little bit. They came out flat, and Saints, to their credit, took advantage of that here in this first half. As Carthage getting just 12 points from Cameron Van Wyk, 12 points for Van Wyk to lead his team in scoring. Meanwhile, it was Edvinas Presnikovic, the junior out of Plainfield, Illinois, with 10 points to lead the way for the Fighting Saints, as they have opened up a 16-point lead here at the break. And not much else as far as the Redmen. Only one player in double figures for the Redmen, and that was Van Wyk with 12. So Redmen have to find some scoring. As we mentioned, Dante Logan not available to the team tonight or tomorrow, and expected to be back in the lineup on Tuesday night when the team heads out to Platteville. So hopefully we'll right this up here in this second half for the Redmen, as they have struggled here. Carthage in that first half shooting just 37%, 10 for 27, only 1 of 8 from behind the three-point arc. As we mentioned, Cameron Van Wyk with 12 points. A good first half for Van Wyk, 6 of 8 from the floor for his 12 points. He also had 3 rebounds in that first half, played 18 minutes in that first half. He has 12, only player in double figures for the Redmen. A precipitous drop-off from there. Reese Hurth with 4 on 1 of 5 shooting. Mike Kelson with 3 on 1 of 4 shooting, and that a three-pointer. 2 points each for Ellis Matthews and Mike Castell. And Miles Olson, Mike Stevenson, Sean Valentine, and Scott McNellis played but did not score for the Redmen in that first half. Again, 37% for the Redmen from the floor, only 1 of 8 from behind the three-point arc, and just 2 free throw tosses in that first half, both by Reese Hurth. Meanwhile, the St. Francis Fighting Saints, 16 for 38, 42%, 5 of 12 from three-point range, 2 of 2 from the line. They too with 1 player in double figures, Edvinas Presnikovic with 10 points on 4 of 8 from the floor, including a pair of three-pointers. But a balanced score sheet. Everyone that saw action in that first half for the Saints, for the Fighting Saints, scored in that first half. You had 10 by Presnikovic, You had 7 each by Jens Kennedy and Eliav. 6 points for JoJo Ballesteros. Ballesteros with that 2 3-pointers, that second one coming with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. He finished with 6, 2 points each for Jake Raspopovich, Brian Edwards, and Jean Petrzak. Redmond clearly out-rebounded in that first half, 26-13, and only 2 offensive boards in the first half, both of them by Cameron Van Wyk. Again, that rebounding advantage, 26-13 for the Fighting Saints. A well-rounded rebounding board, 11 offensive, 15 defensive boards for the Saints in that first half. Fighting Saints only turned it over 6 times, 7 assists, 4 steals for the Fighting Saints. Meanwhile, the Redmen with 8 turnovers in that first half, 3 of them by Reese Hurth. 9 assists, 3 blocks, and 1 steal. Mike Costell with all 3 blocks in that first half. But the Redmen trail here at the half, 39-23. Couple of finals from earlier this evening in the CCIW tonight. Illinois Wesleyan taking part in the Illinois College Bill Maris Tip-Off Classic down in Jacksonville, Illinois. They knocked off Buena Vista out of the Iowa League. Buena Vista Beavers coming into the contest as the consensus team to beat in the Iowa League, and the Titans thumped them pretty good, 76-63, the final in that one. So the Titans even up their mark at 1-1 on the year. Augustana cruised to its 3rd win of the season to go 3-0 as the Vikings downed Thomas More by a score of 91-61. Games that are in progress tonight. Wheaton Thunder entering the second half of their ball game in the Lee Fund Classic. They lead Olivet Comets out of Olivet, Michigan, 47-28, that game at the half. 7 minutes to go in the second half. North Central, their season opener tonight down in Naperville as part of the Chicago Marriott Naperville Tip-Off Tournament. The Cardinals in a battle with Trinity International. Trinity International coming in at 1-4, but North Central a 67-56 lead with 7 minutes to go in that ball game. So that'll get you up to date on CCIW games going on tonight. Again, tomorrow we'll be with you at 1:45 in the afternoon. It'll be women's basketball as the Lady Reds open up their home schedule. They'll take on UW Lacrosse tomorrow afternoon. Plenty of room for you here at the Tarble Arena. We'll tip it off at 2 o'clock Central Time tomorrow. So come on out for that. Actually, a basketball triple header here at the Tarble Arena. You'll get the women's game first, the consolation game of the Carthage Classic men's tournament tomorrow at 4, and then the championship game at 6. So if you're a true basketball junkie, and I know there's a few of you out there, you might want to come on out to the Tarble Arena tomorrow afternoon and take in some Division III basketball action here from the Carthage campus. Beautiful Tarble Arena, one of the best venues in all of Division III basketball, right here in our backyard here in Kenosha, right here on the Carthage College campus. 39-23, Redmond trailed by 16 here at the break. We'll pause, we'll take one more 2-minute break. Back with second half action from the Tarble Arena right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. 39-23, Redmond trail by 16 as we're getting set for second half action here tonight. Carthage looking to get to 2-0 on this young basketball season. Meanwhile, the Fighting Saints of St. Francis off to a 3-1 start. NAIA team out of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. And following this tournament, they will head back into conference play as they'll take on Olivet Nazarene, and then they'll head down to Texas for a tournament, the 28th and 29th next weekend. And then pretty much conference games the rest of the way out. They're only a non-conference tilt in the month of December. They'll take on Division II Lewis University Scott Trost still coaching over there, former Illinois Wesleyan head coach, doing some good things with that Lewis Flyer program down there in the GLVC Division II Conference. As we said, the Redmen will play tomorrow, and then Tuesday night they'll be in action at Platteville, and then 2 games out in California next week, Friday and Saturday, as they'll take part in the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slug tip-off tournament. That's right, that's their mascot, the Banana Slugs. And Washington University will be one of the opponents, and then we'll play the Banana Slugs on Saturday out in California. Beautiful Northern California, out in the San Francisco area. And the Redmen return home, and they will host the what used to be the MIAA CCIW Challenge, calling that one the Carthage Classic #2, as Calvin and Hope will come into the building, and Wheaton will also be here for that tournament in early December. There'll be plenty of action here for you, and some great opponents coming into the building. Got Lake Forest coming in a little bit later on in the month of December. As always, tickets available at the door, $6 for adults, $3 for kids and senior citizens, and all Carthage students, faculty, and staff admitted free with their Carthage College ID. Starting 5 out there for the Redmen, Van Wyck, only player in double figures for the Redmen with 12, along with Valentine, Keltson, Hirth, and Costell. Starting 5 out there as well. Respopovich, Sheriff, Presniakovas, Eliav, and Kennedy out there for the Fighting Saints. It'll be Carthage ball to start this second half, and we are underway. Redmen going from left to right as I view it here. As they roll it inside to Hirth, it was deflected away and out of bounds off a Fighting Saints player. It'll be Carthage ball to the right of their basket here. 10 seconds into our second half. Van Wyck will get it back up top to Keltson. Now to Hirth. Hirth, a cold night so far. 1 for 5 shooting as they try to work it inside. Costell missing. Kennedy with the rebound. Able to pull that one away, and back come the Fighting Saints here, up 16. Sheriff with it now here on the left wing. Works it back up top to Eliav. To Respopovich. Now to Presniakovas. Gets it back to Sheriff. Works around the Presniakovas screen. Flips it high off the glass. No good. Van Wyck able to clear the board for the Redmen. One area where the Redmen have to improve here tonight. They out-rebounded 26-13 in that first half. And tried to force it inside. Presniakovas with the kick. Carthage will reload and inbound here in front of their own bench. Just underway, second half. 39-23. University of St. Francis in front. Now Hirth with it. Deep 3, left wing. That rattles off, no good. Respopovich with the rebound. Clear it inside. Kennedy with it now, trying to back down on Costell. Kicks it back out. Presniakovas for 3. That rattles out. The rebound pulled in by Costell. Out to Valentine. Sean Valentine on the dribble. Between the circles, looking inside. Now fires it off right wing to Keltson. Back up top to Van Wyck. Reversing around left side to Valentine. That ball tipped and saved from going out that time by Presniakovas. Good hustle play on the part of Presniakovas to save that one from going out. Another turnover for the Redmen. They're now at 10 on the evening. 2 minutes in, 39-23. Neither team scoring here in this second half. Now Kennedy with it. Give and go feed back to Sheriff. Now back to Kennedy behind the arc. Step back 3 on the way. Rattles out, no good. Rebound pulled in by Valentine. Both teams cold here offensively. Now Hirth On the drive, jump stop in the paint, had it knocked out of his hand. Sheriff takes it away. Sheriff with a 2-on-1, going up on Castell, and was fouled. Castell across the arm that time, preventing the layup. That'll put Sheriff at the line, shooting 2. First on Castell, first on the Redmen here in the second half.
Sheriff at the line.
Matt Sheriff at the free throw line, just the second trip to the line for the Saints. Sheriff just 42% from the stripe, drops that one in. Sheriff out of Manchester, England. Drops in the second. 2 for 2 that trip. Our first 2 points here the second half. The Redmen down 18. Their largest deficit of the ball game. 41-23. Just a combination of cold shooting, lack of offensive rebounding, and Saints not shooting the ball much better, but they're getting to the glass. Hurth now, spin move, right side, going glass too hard, and again the rebound pulled in by Kennedy. Carthage with just 2 offensive boards going into the start of this second half. Got to do a better job offensively. Kennedy left alone for 3 again. That one is short. Keltson able to dive in that paint to get the rebound. Carthage will set it up, 16:45 to play, trailing by 18 here. Van Wyk reversing right side to Valentine, now drives. Had it knocked out of his hand, regains possession, dumps it off to Hurth. Now the pass deflected out of the paint, and it goes off the back of Respopovich, out of bounds, and a turnover by the Fighting Saints. Just the 7th turnover committed by the University of St. Francis. Carthage will get it back at midcourt. 41-23. Castell now. Back to Hurth. Hurth driving, penetrates to the paint, lost control of it again. It's tapped around. Kennedy had it. Castell took it back. Leans in on Kennedy, going hard. Both players hit the deck. Ball is loose. Respopovich comes away. Respopovich down the floor, going up over Valentine, and was fouled. Well, Castell and Kennedy battled hard inside. Castell, a little bit of blood showing on that arm, going to have to come off the floor, and a timeout. Be a 30-second timeout. So some rough play there between Castell and Kennedy, and Castell getting bounced around there quite a bit. And timeout here with 16:13 to go, and the Redmen trailing 41-23. Wheaton has increased its lead over Olivet. Thunder 65, the Comets of 42. That game with 13 minutes to go in the second half. North Central, a 9-point advantage over Trinity International with 2:40 to play. The Cardinals leading 73-64 over Trinity International. It's the season opener for North Central. They're the last of the 8 teams in the league to start their regular season. And finals from earlier tonight, August Enna knocked off Thomas More College 91-61. And it was Illinois Wesleyan defeating Buena Vista tonight, 76-63. Sheriff at the line, nails both free throws. 43-23, Redmen down 20 here, early second half. We're 4 minutes in. Carthage still looking for their first second half points. Valentine with it. And it reach in, and we got a foul called as Valentine tried a crossover dribble. They tried to go for the steal. It was knocked out of his hands. The foul will go on Sheriff for the reach in. That's his first. First on the Fighting Saints here in the second half. Miles Olson will check in for Valentine for the Redmen. Ballestero will come in now. Ballestero will come in for Sheriff. So JoJo Ballestero with that three-pointer late as Hurth now gets the inbound and was fouled from behind. I believe it was Edwards, Brian Edwards, with the foul from behind, with the little push from behind. That'll put Hurth at the line for the second time tonight. For Edwards, that is his third personal. And Hurth able to drop in the free throw. So the Redmen go the first 4 minutes without a point here until Hurth getting to the line, able to drop in the free throw. Second one up and in. 18-point deficit. Coming in, Ellis Matthews out of Libertyville for the Redmen. Matthews saw just 3 minutes of action in that first half. 43-25, Redmen trail. 15:50 to go. Ballestero with it now, up top. In the hands of Eliav. Back to Raspopovich with the crossover dribble, working Miles Olson working him over. Back up top to Ballestero with 15 on the shot clock. Ilya with it now, backing down on Van Wyk, going strong with the right hand, laid it short. Kennedy with the offensive board, got tied up. It was a held ball, no call there as Kennedy continued to play on, missed the shot, got his own rebound, and then was fouled on the way up. Redmond kind of backed off. Hurth looked like they had the man tied up and Kennedy inside, but the officials let the play continue, and then Kennedy was finally able to draw the foul. Ellis Matthews picking up the foul, his first. That'll put Kennedy on the line for 2. Jens Kennedy started all 5 games here for the Saints, Fighting Saints, misses the free throw. That's just his second miss from the line this season. Petrusek now for the Fighting Saints. Kennedy with one more free throw on the way, and that one is good. 19-point advantage, 44-25. 1 for 2 that trip is Olson now. Junior out of East Troy, handles the basketball across the timeline, hounded by Raspopovich. Gets it off to Castell, back to Olson. Olson now on the right wing. Now fires it clear across to Ellis Matthews, left corner 3, that one's good. Let's see if that's the spark here for the Redmen offensively, as Matthews all alone left corner with Petrusek flying at him, able to drop in the triple. 5 points for Ellis Matthews. 44-28, 14:45 to play. Try the alley-oop, trying to get it inside. Edwards, it was broken up that time by Van Wyk. Down to Matthews, he'll lay it up right side and in. That time the offense set up by the defense is able to shut down the alley-oop play to Edwards on the right side, and Matthews with the finish. 7 points now for Ellis Matthews. Raspopovich gets it off to Petrusek. Tried to fire it inside to Edwards, broken up by Castell, who gets the steal. Olson will bring it down. Well, 5-0 run here by the Redmen. Let's see if they can get it to 7. Olson for 3, yes sir! And now they're going to wipe it away. They're going to call a foul inside on Castell on the clear out before Olson got the shot away. He and Kennedy were battling inside. Castell called for the foul. Second on Castell. 14-point lead here. They've done a very good job here defensively. A cold start to the half here for the Fighting Saints. Long shot that time, rattles off, no good. Matthews able to clear out the rebound. Pushes it up to Olson. Quickly down the floor, Olson back to Matthews. Ellis Matthews, little running one-hander off the glass. That one fell off, no good. Edwards with the rebound. Out to Ballestero. He'll take it across midcourt. Ballestero around the Kennedy screen on the dribble. Gets it off to Raspopovich. Back left corner it goes, Ballestero. Gets around the Kennedy screen. Now lobs it into Kennedy, low left, around Van Wyk. Uses the right hand and good. Not much there as Van Wyk tried to battle him inside, and University of St. Francis will take a timeout. We'll take a break as well. The Fighting Saints up 16, 46-30 over your Carthage Redmen. Back with more after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Carthage ball following the Fighting Saints timeout. It'll be Olson, Van Wyk, Matthews, Castell, and Hurth out there for the Redmen. They trail by 16. Carthage got a little bit of a spark. 5 straight points by Matthews, but that's about it. Now the foul. Petrusek bumping Castell, and that gets the student section with a little bit of a Bronx cheer going here. Castell has been bounced around pretty good inside tonight. Van Wyk off the inbound feed to Matthews. Free throw line jumper, no. Loose ball in the paint, picked up by Hirth. Circle around left side, laid it short, and the rebound pulled in by Kennedy. Outlets to Ballestero across midcourt. No look pass underneath to Petrusek, who lays it up and in. (48-30), Redmond down 18. 12 and a half minutes to go. Redmond need to pick it up here. Olsen on the drive. To the basket, lays it off the glass and in. Miles Olsen able to knock that one down from close range. 2 points tonight for Olsen. 48-32. Russ Popovich penetrates. The kick out to Edwards. He'll circle around top of the key. Finger roll to the rim. No good. Rebound through Castell. Picked up by Hirth. Carthage will bring it down. The Redmond have yet to get on a run here. Matthews, right corner, on the way. That one's short. Rebound, Petrusek. Again, one and done are the Redmond. Nobody on the glass for Carthage. That's been the mantra here tonight. Edwards now, top of the circle. Got past Hirth, lays it off the glass and in. There was contact between Hirth and Edwards. Hirth looking for the push-off on the chicken wing, not going to get the call there. Lead back out to 18. The Redmen have really struggled here tonight. Credit the Saints, though. They've come out on fire. They've out-hustled the Redmen, limiting the Redmen to just one shot. And again here, shot by Van Wyk and the rebound by Petrusek. Edwards now. Back out to Petrusek. Around the near side it goes to Respopovich. Now to Ballestero. Petrusek with it. Top of the circle. Hands it off to Ballestero. Trying to get around Olsen with the dribble. Nearly palmed it, no call. Now they get it off to Petrusek driving. Offensive foul. Called Petrusek that time, dropping the shoulder on his way to the basket. Knocking Hirth to the floor, and so that'll be an offensive foul. Team fouls even now at 4 apiece here in this second half. Stevenson and McNellis will check back in for the Redmen. Replacing Olsen and Van Wyk. Carthage going the full length here. 10:45 to play. They trail 50-32. McNellis, middle of the floor, gives it off to Hirth, right wing. Dumps it down to Castell, and the contact by Petrusek, and a foul called on Petrusek. Used the body that time as he bumped off Castell as he got that entry pass on the right block. The 4th foul on Petrusek. Hirth, catch and release off the inbound. 20-footer right side, no. Matthews with the offensive board, one of the few tonight. His shot coming up short, and the rebound cleared out of there by the Fighting Saints. Ballestero comes down with it. 3-point shot over Matthews. That curls off no good. Rebound by Hirth. Hirth now. 3-pointer on the way, straight on. That barely drew iron. Ballestero circles around with the rebound. Again, Carthage not able to get on the offensive glass tonight at all. Hirth back the other way, and what do we have? Contact by Petrusek, and he's fouled out. Tried to take the charge, and he picks up his 5th foul. So Petrusek fouls out, his first foul out of the season. 30 seconds here for Ryan Marks to make a substitution. So Jens Kennedy will come back in. So Reese Hurth will go to the free throw line here. That was the 6th team foul in the act of shooting. So Hurth on the stripe here. 6 points tonight. Hurth with just 1 field goal. And now 5 free throws tonight. Keltson will check back in for the Redmen, replacing Ellis Matthews. Second toss by Hurth is up and in. 50-34 with 9:55 to play. Redmen going to try and trap it midcourt. They're able to break it as Eliav takes it across. He's been quiet tonight, Eliav. Just 7 points. As now they spin around, and falling in the lane that time was Presnikovic. And the pass inside broken up by McNellis, out of bounds. Fighting Saints will retain possession in the offensive end here with 14 to shoot. Presnikovic with 16 points. Season average of 16 points, just 10 so far tonight. So key stat tonight has been rebounding, the offensive board. As Carthage able to get the rebound off the missed 3, off the inbound, back the other way. Stevenson with it. Looking right, now kicks it back up to Keltson, now over to Castell. Finds Hurth driving in left side, got around Presnikovic, and they got an offensive foul on Hurth. Out of control that time, driving the left side, wanted to take it right to the rack. And Hurth with the offensive foul. Good job inside that time by Eliav to take the charge. Well, it's a final down in Naperville. North Central defeated Trinity International tonight, 81-64. Jack Burchett with 24 points to lead the way for the Cardinals. 6.5 minutes to go down in Wheaton. The Thunder lead Olivet 80-59. Second game tonight of the Lee Fund Classic at the King Arena. Redmond trail by 16 here. Fighting Saints with the ball, under 9 minutes to go. Now on the drive out of the corner, Eliav missing. Presnikovic with the save, but right in the hands of Castell. He gives it off to Hurth, across the floor to Keltson. Back inside it goes Castell, right block. Now to Stevenson, thought about the 3, reversing around, completely around. Now to Keltson for 3 right side. That one is no good, and Kennedy with the rebound again. Well, the Redmen just 1 and done. 3 on the way, Presnikovic, good. 53-34. 8:20 to go. Now, the Redmen have to get better on the glass if they're going to compete. Hurth for 3. This one's in. Reese Hurth, his second field goal tonight. Hurth 2 for 9 now from the floor tonight. 53-37. Trimmed it to 16 here. See if the Redmen have some fight here late. Get this one into single digits. Make a game out of this. Saints have had a step quicker and crashed the boards here tonight. Eliav's 3 is short. Rebound Castell. He'll clear it out to Keltson. Big trip here. Chance to knock it down to 13 if he can catch a triple here. Stevenson with it high in the left wing. The Wilmot grad gets it off to Reese Hurth. Now in the hands of Keltson, we got a reach-in foul by Sheriff that time. And that is the 7th team foul. This will get the Redmen to the free throw line here with 7:26 to play. So this will slow the game down just a little bit for the Redmen, as they will be shooting free throws the rest of the way out. 1-1 now for Mike Keltson, the sophomore from Bloomingdale. First one's up and in. Keltson's first trip to the free throw line. He has 4 points tonight. And the second one is good. 2 for 2 that trip. 14-point deficit now. You get a stop here. Nearly got the steal as they had Respopovich trapped in the back court. They just beat the 10-second clock. as they get it in for 3, and that one is short, an air ball pulled in by Van Wyck. Carthage with a chance here as they bring it down, trailing by 14. Olsen penetrates. Skip past right corner Stevenson. Back up top to Olsen. Olsen will take the dribble back up top. Works it off to Van Wyck. Now dishes to Keltson on the left wing. Guarded by Presnikovic. Now gets it back to Olsen with 10 on the shot clock. Olsen nearly dribbled it out of bounds. Regains it. Pulls it in. Fires it up for 3. Got it! Three-pointer out of the right corner for Miles Olsen. And the Redmen back to within 11 now at 53-42 with 6:35 to play. Could use a stop here. Presnikovic on the drive. That one rattles around and in. Timeout, Fighting Saints. It'll be a full timeout. We'll keep it here with 6:27 to play and a 13-point advantage now, 55-42, Fighting Saints. A couple of finals from earlier tonight in the CCIW. Illinois Wesleyan defeated Buena Vista tonight, 76-63. That's kind of a line in the sand game there for the Titans because their loss to Benedictine the other night. I think some people were looking at this game as kind of one of those yardstick games as far as where is that Illinois Wesleyan team, and that Buena Vista squad picked to finish first in the Iowa Conference, and Illinois Wesleyan pulled away in the second half. It was a close ball game, but they held the Beavers scoreless for about 5 minutes midway through that second half to pull away 76-63. Augustana picks up their third win of the year. They're now 3-0. They knocked off Thomas More College 91-61 down in Crestview Hills, Kentucky. And North Central picks up a season opening win tonight at home, knocking off Trinity International 81-64. Wheaton still in action. 3.5 minutes to go down in Wheaton, and they've jumped the Olivet Comets 91-65 with just over 3 minutes to go in that contest. Here the Redmen trail 55-42. Carthage will bring it in full length. McNellis in now for the Redmen. Hands it off to Olsen. McNellis, Olsen, Stevenson, Van Wyck, and Keltson out there right now for the Redmen. Stevenson on the drive. Turns on the right block. Throwing it off the glass short. He was hounded all the way that time by Sheriff. And the rebound cleared out by Eliav. Well, Redmen got to within 11 here. 53-42. And now they get it inside. And with the basket inside, Eliav picks up his 9th point of the night. 57-42. McNellis rolls it off left side, Olsen. Olsen lost Respopovich, top of the circle jumper. That one's no good. Another defensive board for Eliav. Well, they have just owned the glass here tonight on the Redmen. Open three. Respopovich elects to pull it back out and burn some time here. 5:20 to go. 57-42 Fighting Saints. Kennedy backing down on Van Wyck. Right block goes strong. Lays it up and in. A beast in Kennedy that time, going up and over Van Wyck. Timeout taken by the Redmen here with 5:08 to play. 59-42. It was an 11-point deficit, but an 8-0 run. And the Fighting Saints have retaken control of this one here with 5:08 to play. Well, Aurora University awaits the winner of this one as they knocked off UW La Crosse tonight, 70-68 in the first game of the Carthage Classic. So they're in the 6 o'clock matchup. The Eagles of UW La Crosse 1-1 on the season. Aurora now 2-0 on this young season. Redmond with some work to do here. Carthage with 1 timeout remaining. St. Francis with 3 timeouts remaining. Possession arrow favoring the Fighting Saints right now. It'll be Olson, Van Wyck, Costell, Stevenson, and now Reese Hirth checking back in for the Redmen. Eliav, Raspopovich, Sheriff, Resnikovis, and Kennedy out there for the Fighting Saints. 5 minutes to go as Olson takes it across midcourt. Works it inside right block. Costell backing down on Eliav, goes strong to the glass and lays it in. Got Eliav off his feet that time and then leaned in with the left shoulder off the right block for Costell. It's the 4th point of the night for Costell, 59-44. Kennedy with it. On the left block, poked out by Costell, picked up by Hirth. Reese Hirth will take it across midcourt. To Olson, lobs it inside. Costell, blocked from behind. Kennedy with the foul. Got that pass inside to Costell in the paint. He was in front of Kennedy, and pretty easy foul call there as Kennedy was kind of tapped him from behind and hit him across the arm. Second foul on Kennedy, 8th on the Fighting Saints, and Costell on the line for 2. Free throw flat and rolls off, no good. Rough night for Costell tonight. 1 for 7 from the floor. And he's 0 for 2 from the line. Van Wyck tried to tap it back, but Kennedy able to come up with the loose ball. Redmond had some chances here. Again, they had it to 11, 53-42 at just under 6 minutes to play. But an 8-0 run. Built that one out. Now they get inside penetration. The shot no good. The foul called. And it's going to go on Costell with the block. That's his third. 6th on the Redmen. That's the last one to give there. And at the line will be Eliav. Eliav with 9 points tonight. Just 2 here in the second half. And that one rattles around and settles in. Balestrero will come back in now, replacing Sheriff for the Fighting Saints. Second one on the way and good for Eliav. 61-44, 4:05 to go. Olson on the drive to the basket was fouled, taken to the ground. Foul's going to go on Kennedy. That is going to be his third. 9th team foul on the Fighting Saints. And this will put Matt Olson at the line. Miles Olson looking for his first points at the line tonight and hits them. Olson with 6 tonight. All coming here in the second half, and the second one is up and good. 7 points in the second half for Miles Olson. 61-46, 3:50 to go here in Kenosha. And then the ball tapped out and right in front of the Fighting Saints bench. Costell thought it went off of Raspopovich, but the official right there signaling Fighting Saints ball. 21 on the shot clock, 3:41 on the game clock remaining here. Redmond down 15. Balestrero takes it back out behind the arc to Presnikovis. Back to Balestrero. Balestrero with it now. Driving on Stevenson, cut off by Costell. Now finds Raspopovich. Little flinging run-hander as the shot clock was going down. That one it clanked off no good. Van Wyck clears the rebound out to Olson. 61-46. 3:10 to go. Deep three by Hirth is good off the left wing. Not much more Presnikovic could do. He had a hand in his face, but Hirth, that deep NBA three from the left wing. They cut it back to 12 here. Now if you can get a stop on the drive to the rim, shot rolls off, no good. Kennedy with a big offensive board underneath for the Fighting Saints. Well, he just willed that one back to himself, battling Castell inside. Fresh shot clock here now for the Fighting Saints. Presnikovic lost it back court. Oh, they said it was tipped by Van Wyk. Ooh. Fighting Saints will retain possession here. 13 on the shot clock. Eliav with it now. Back to Ballestero. Guarded hard by Van Wyk. Pushes him back out to the center circle. Throws it away into the near corner and out of bounds. Carthage will get possession here, down 12. Ellis Matthews will check in for Stevenson. Mike Stevenson out of Wilmot will take a seat. Sheriff will check back in as well for the Fighting Saints. Again, the Redmen without Dante Logan tonight. Going to miss the next couple of ball games. Should be ready to go Tuesday night against UW-Platteville. Olson for three. Rattles out, no. Battle for the loose ball inside. Matthews tipped it around. They get it inside, and it's picked up by Eliav. We get a held ball. Possession arrow to St. Francis.
St. Francis basketball.
So they get the tie up, but unfortunately the possession arrow sitting in favor of the Fighting Saints. They will inbound. 2 minutes to go. Carthage down 12. Sheriff will bring it across. Now he's double teamed, got away with a walk, and then a reach foul by Ellis Matthews. Oh, it looked like Sheriff shuffled the feet there as he saw the double team coming between Matthews and Miles Olson. Fouls on Matthews, his second. That's the 7th team foul. This will put the Saints at the line shooting the 1-and-1. And this will be Matt Sheriff out of Manchester, England. Van Wyk coming out, getting a nice hand here. As Sheriff's free throw off the front rim and then down. Second one on the way. That one rattles around, touches every part of the rim and falls in. Lead back to 14. Minute 50 to go. Olson will race it across the timeline, guarded by Raspopovic. Stevenson back on the floor now with the basketball, hands it off to Hirth. Tries to set the screen for Hirth. He'll dribble past it, penetrates to the paint, lays it up and in. Reese Hirth takes it right to the rim. 16 points tonight for Hirth. And then we got a foul as Hirth tried to take the charge. They're going to call a blocking foul on Reese Hirth. That is his third. Hirth with 12 second half points here. This will put Raspopovic at the line. His first trip to the free throw line tonight. Jake Raspopovic able to hit. And the Fighting Saints, give them credit. They'll go to 4-1. They out-hustled the Redmen on the glass tonight. Missing the second, the rebound cleared out by Stevenson. In fact, the Redmen one and done on most trips tonight. Lack of offensive rebounding by the Redmen tonight as Matthews had to alter his shot as he had Raspopovic in his face. The rebound pulled in by Eliav, and we got a reach-in foul on the Redmen. It's going to go on Mike Castell. That's 4 on Castell, 9th team foul, and with minute 14 to play, we'll walk it back down here to our left for some free throws. Redmen are going to fall to 1-1 on the year, and quick turnaround. They'll take on UW La Crosse tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So it'll be Lady Reds basketball at 2 against UW La Crosse, and then at 4 o'clock it'll be the Redmen taking on the Eagles tomorrow afternoon. And the championship game will feature University of St. Francis taking on Aurora University at 6 o'clock tomorrow night for the championship of the Carthage Classic. Hope to see you out here in person tomorrow. Plenty of room for you. The students go on fall break as of the end of classes today.
It's a 30-second
The
timeout.
University of St. Francis taking a timeout here as Eliav makes both free throws. He has 13 points tonight. 66-51, minute 14 remaining. So Redmond and La Crosse tomorrow at 4. Then Carthage will head out Tuesday. They'll take on Platteville out at UW Platteville on Bull Ryan Court, UW Platteville Fieldhouse. Then Carthage will head out for a Thanksgiving trip to California. Team's going to leave very early Thanksgiving morning, flying out of Chicago into San Francisco. They'll have 2 games out there, Friday and Saturday. Have both of those broadcast for you here on 1050 WLIP and along the stream at WLIP.com. 4:45 broadcast time both Friday and Saturday. Hopefully for some warmer weather, hopefully for some dry weather on that trip, as Hirth on the dribble penetration was fouled as he got past Raspopovich. Edwards stepping up to try and help out, got called for the foul. It's 4 on Edwards. 10th team foul, so Hirth at the line shooting 2. Hirth with 12 second half points tonight. Make it 13 as he hits the free throw. Second one up and good. 2 for 2 that trip for Hirth. Ballestero will check back in along with Kennedy. Brad Cruz will check back in for the Redmen. Played briefly in the first half. Get some mop-up duty here as we go under a minute remaining here in this ball game. Fighting Saints at 4-1 now. They'll go to 2-1 away from home. Get a very good-looking team here. Some good players. A couple of those Division I transfer players we mentioned at the top of the broadcast. In Raspopovich and Presnikovic. Eliav. We're going to give Aurora a test tomorrow in that championship game. Raspopovich tripped up. I think the foul will be on Cruz on the reach-in. And that'll put Raspopovich at the line shooting double bonus here with 36 seconds to play. So I've been with some work to do tomorrow. As I said, a quick turnaround. Team will probably have a shoot-around tomorrow morning, my guess. We'll visit with Bosko Jurkovic in our post-game here. I think he would agree the offensive rebounding numbers have to get better when the ball's not going in the hole. And the second one is up and down for Raspopovich. 68-53.
And number 33, Edwards.
Edwards and Sheriff back in. Matthews will bring it down. Ellis now driving the right side. Fires it down low. Stevenson able to lay it up and in. Sophomore out of Wilmot. That one goes off the back leg of Eliav out of bounds, and so Carthage will get possession here with 25 seconds to play. Matthews will get the inbound from Cruz around the Stevenson screen. Matthews will penetrate, goes off the glass and down. 68-57. Break out the other way, and Presnikovic will lay it up and in. 70-57, 16 seconds to go. Presnikovic with 17 tonight. Hirth now wanted to raise up around the Castell screen. Now bounce feeds Castell. Spin move to the basket, laid it up short. Ball goes out of bounds, and it will be Carthage ball. One final time here. It goes off of Sheriff out of bounds, and so Carthage will inbound. Cruz will trigger. Matthews, his shot comes up short, and that's your ball game here tonight. The University of St. Francis advances into the championship game of the Carthage Classic tomorrow night. They'll take on Aurora University as the Fighting Saints dispatch the Carthage Redmen 70-57. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with our post-game report. We'll run down the final numbers tonight, and we'll visit with Bosko Jerkovic as part of our post-game activities here at the Tarble Arena. Once again, your final score tonight, University of St. Francis 70, the Carthage Redmen 57. Back in 2 minutes on AM 1050 WLIP. Well, the University of St. Francis Fighting Saints come to Kenosha, and they thumped the Carthage Redmen tonight by a final of 70-57. Waiting for the final numbers to make their way up. Again, we apologize, those of you trying to follow along with the live stats. We had a little bug in the program and weren't able to get those up here tonight, but I can tell you that Redmen offensive rebounding tonight was not there. The Fighting Saints did a great job of limiting the Redmen to just one and done for most of the night, and that's really what's going to be reflected here in this final tonight of 70-57, the lack of offensive rebounding by the Redmen when the ball was not falling in tonight. Redmen shot just 37% in the first half on 10 of 27. Redmen were just 1 of 8 3-point shooting in that first half. Things did not get much better early on, although the Redmen were able to get to within 11 at 53-42 with 6 minutes to go, but that's as close as they would get here tonight. They got to within 12 here late, but mop-up duty at that point, and Redmen had that opportunity. Like I said, they got it down to 11, but just could not get it back to within single digits. And again, that's a credit to the University of St. Francis tonight to go to 4-1 on the season with the victory over the Redmen. Carthage falling to 1-1 on the season. And we'll take on UW La Crosse tomorrow at 4 o'clock in the consolation bracket of the Carthage Classic Tournament. And you look at this one tonight, and really the one number that jumps out at you is rebounding tonight. Carthage got clobbered on the boards tonight, out-rebounded 45-29. Carthage with only 5 offensive rebounds, 2 in the first half, 3 in the second half. And that will tell you the story pretty much of what you want to see tonight. Redmond just could not get anything going offensively. A cold night. They shot 37% in the first half, not much better in the second half. 10 of 28 in the second half, 35%. For the game, the Redmen 20 of 55, 36%. Redmen 4 of 9 3-point shooting in the second half, but for the game, just 5 of 17. That's 29%. And need those offensive rebounds when you're not able to hit those shots, and that was not able to happen here tonight, as the leading rebounder for the Redmen was Mike Costell with 7, all in the defensive glass. You look at the Fighting Saints tonight, they had rebounds all over the place. Jens Kennedy tonight, a double-double, 12 points, 10 boards. Eliav, 13 points, 9 rebounds. It was not a good night on the glass tonight for the Redmen as they fall 70-57. Going to be joined here by Bosko Jerkovic, get him hooked up here. And Bosko, that was a rough night tonight. And I think the story tonight, the rebounding numbers.
John, we thought we'd gotten over that the last couple of years. That's been a way too often refrain where we just don't compete on the boards against good teams. Give them credit. They're going to have a good season. They're a nice basketball team. They have a good player at each position. And when you can do that, you're always in good shape. They're a big person, the big guy inside. Kennedy's a good player. Point guard's a terrific player. He just makes good decisions and plays awfully hard. And then the 2 guys who can score the ball are also very good. But that's their issues. Our issues are that we have to get better. And the first half was very, very disappointing. Boards, again, big part of it. Again, we're 1 turnover more than we had assists. And as I told them in the locker room, as I want to say, it's a man's game, this college basketball. It's not for the meek of heart. If you're not ready to compete, no one feels sorry for you. Nobody. They just keep moving right on forward, and that's exactly what happened tonight.
Yeah, neither team shot the ball particularly well, and that's why I said I think the rebounding stats are what really are going to tell you all about this ball game. 2 offensive boards in the first half, only 3 in the second half. If anything, you got to get better on the offensive glass.
Well, they just wore us out, and they're big people. They didn't have a great rotation either. Their guys were playing 31, 32 minutes, but they played with a nice pace all the way through, and they wore our big people out who had to not only defend but score the basketball as well. And then really, Mike, I thought, rebounded well on the defensive board. None of us particularly well on the offensive board, John, and that puts you in a position where you were at. We just weren't good enough tonight.
Needed Reese Hirth here in the second half. A good rebound or good bounce back for Hirth here in this second half. He ended up with 14 second half points on his way for 18.
He's improved greatly in the last year and a half. He's become a much more comfortable player on the court. He knows where to go. He's a senior now. And we need him to be sort of a go-to perimeter guy, and I thought he was that tonight. He didn't shoot a particularly good percentage, but really there was nobody else. He had to make plays, and some of the forced plays that he made were ones that somebody had to make, and fortunately he put it on his shoulders and did a good job in the second half.
You know, they talk about basketball being a game of runs tonight. I just didn't think the Redmen had any runs really. You got going, you got a little 5 or 7 point run, but the pace of the game changed, a little timeout there. They came back, got 2 quick baskets, and it took all the momentum that you were really built up there.
John, from 8 minutes into the game was never really in doubt because they had really good control of the game. They were, every time, as you say, we had any kind of a little bit momentum going, a run, if you like, where you'd score 6 out of 8, 8 out of 10, they would find a guy and he'd hit a 3. They would get an offensive rebound. They'd put the ball back in. They had 14 offensive rebounds. That's exactly what happened during the course of the game. And against good teams, you're going to have to be able to, number one, compete better on the boards, and number two, be able to execute better offensively. Second half execution was fine. First half, not so much. I don't care what the numbers say as far as percentages. I know from watching what we did and what kind of shots we got in the second half, I thought we were significantly better. It doesn't get any easier. We've got, by our choice, a very difficult non-conference schedule, as we always do. And now we bounce back tomorrow and play a lacrosse team that lost at the buzzer to Aurora earlier this afternoon. And then you're from there to Platteville to Wash U. It does not get any easier. I still believe we have a chance to have a very good basketball season and a very good team. But that's all talk at this stage. We have to be able to put it in gear, walk through tomorrow, come out on the court tomorrow afternoon and compete better than we did in the first half today, and we'll see what happens.
So I said there's a short turnaround, so a short memory here. You got to put this one behind you and now look forward to the next game, which is lacrosse at 4 o'clock tomorrow.
There's no question. Again, they lost a heartbreaking ball game. They came all the way back from 14-15 behind, made a great run late in the game, and ended up losing the game on a just kind of flipped the ball at the basket at the buzzer play. Those are hard to come back from. Ours are hard to come back from because we got our hind ends beat a little bit. You know, we thought that we were ready to go. We had a good practice season. I thought we prepared nicely for these people, and the pace that they play with in person is a whole heck of a lot different from what we saw on tape. And give them credit. They're a good basketball team. Like I say, they're going to have a good basketball season, and it's on us to get better. No excuses.
As a coach, do you learn more about a team when they bounce back from a loss versus winning all the time? I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. As a coach, do you get more out of a team when they can bounce back from a tough loss?
If they can, yes. It's a learning experience as long as you have it in you to bounce back. What happens sometimes, especially to players that have not been there, it's a little bit tough for them to bounce back because they don't have something to lean on that they've been successful previously. So now you've got guys that scuffle tonight, and they're saying to themselves, my goodness, what's it going to be like tomorrow? Am I going to get my minutes tomorrow? Everybody's in a little bit, and I don't mean that in a negative way. Guys are very, very concerned about how they perform individually and collectively. And it's my job to evaluate what's going on. We have to get tougher. We were a man short tonight. There's no doubt about that, and that's the first thing their coach said. That was the difference in the game. I don't buy that. I mean, we miss him. Dante's a fine player, and we'll get him back Tuesday night, and he'll be a good player again for us. But that's really that's an excuse for poor play, and we've never done that in any year that I've ever coached, and it's not going to start tonight. We have to play better. That's on me. It's my responsibility. Hopefully with a little adjustment here or there, we'll be ready to compete tomorrow afternoon and see if we can take on the lacrosses and get ourselves a win.
It's the next man up mentality. That's what it's got to be.
That's all it can be. Thanks, guys. Appreciate
you bet, Bosco. Thank you.
Melissa, thank you.
Bosco Jerkovich joining us here on our post game as the Redmen fall here at home by a score of 70-57. Redmen for the game 36%, 20 of 55 from the floor, 10 of 28 in the second half. Redmen were 5 of 17 3-point shooting, 29%, and 12 of 14 from the line. Leading scorer for the Redmen was Reese Hirth. Again, 14 second half points en route to 18 to lead his team in scoring. Matter of fact, led all scorers tonight with 18. Just 4 of 13 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3-point range, but he made all 8 of his free throws. Good collection tonight for Hirth. He had 18 points, 4 boards, 8 of 8 from the line, a couple of assists in 35 minutes tonight for Reese Hirth. 12 points for Cameron Van Wyk, all coming in the first half. Matter of fact, Van Wyk was 6 of 8 in the first half, just took one shot from the field here in the second half. He did get 6 rebounds tonight, finishing with 12 points in 32 minutes. 9 points for Ellis Matthews, 4 for 11 from the floor, 1 of 3 from behind the arc. And 7 points for Miles Olson tonight. Olson 2 of 4 from the floor. That included a 3-pointer. He was 2 of 2 from the line for his 7 points. Played 20 minutes tonight for the Redmen. 5 points for Mike Kelson. Kelson 1 for 5. That a 3-pointer. He also had 3 rebounds and 3 assists tonight in 21 minutes. Mike Costell, 4 points. Kind of a rough night for Mike tonight. 2 of 9 from the floor. 7 rebounds and 4 points tonight. Had an assist out of the post. Had 4 blocks tonight, 3 of them in the first half, and 1 steal tonight. So, but the point total not where it needs to be for Mike Costello. I'll be the first to tell you he did not have a particularly sharp game inside. 2 points for Mike Stevenson. Stevenson 1 for 3, getting a basket late here, the Wilmot grad. Sean Valentine, Brad Cruz, Scott McNellis played but did not score for the Redmen. Meanwhile, for the University of St. Francis, 4-1 now on the season. They shot 39% for the game, 24 of 61. They were just 8 of 23 in that second half. 1 for 8 from behind the arc in the second half. For the game, 6 of 20 shooting the 3 ball and 16 of 18 from the line. They have 3 players in double figures. Presnikovic with 17 on 7 of 15 from the floor, including 3 3-pointers. Eliav, 13 points on 4 of 12 shooting. Matter of fact, Eliav with just 6 points after intermission tonight. 12 points for Jens Kennedy. Kennedy and Costell in the heavyweight bout inside tonight, and it was Kennedy who comes out on points tonight. 5 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He also had 10 rebounds, posting a double-double tonight, 12 and 10. 7 points for Res Popovich, 7 for Matt Sheriff, 6 for Ballestero, 4 each for Brian Edwards and Jean Petrozek. Rebounding totals 45-29 in favor of the University of St. Francis. Redmond with just 5 offensive rebounds. The Fighting Saints 14 offensive, 31 defensive boards tonight. Carthage with just 5 offensive, 24 defensive caroms. Leading rebounder for the Redmen tonight was Mike Costell with 7. Cameron Van Wyk with 6. Leading rebounders for the Fighting Saints, Jens Kennedy with 10 and Eliav with 9. Turnovers in the second half. Redmond did a better job protecting the basketball. Just 6 turns in the second half for a total of 14, but that assist to turnover ratio not very good tonight. 13 assists, 14 turnovers. For the Fighting Saints, much the same story. 11 assists, 15 turns in the ball game. So the Redmen fall to 1-1 on the season. Fighting Saints go to 4-1, and they will take on Aurora University tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. The Fighting Saints and the Spartans for the championship of the Carthage Classic. The Redmen will take on UW La Crosse. That game will tip at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, immediately following Lady Reds basketball. So we'll have back-to-back broadcasts for you tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 1:45. Quickly, a couple of finals tonight from the men's side in CCIW play. Illinois Wesleyan defeated Buena Vista tonight, 76-63. It was Augustana on the road at Crestview Hills, Kentucky, knocking off Thomas More College. And the final of that one was 91-61. The Vikings now 3-0 on the season. North Central, their season opener tonight, part of their tip-off classic down in Naperville. They knock off Trinity International 81-64. And the Wheaton Thunder thump Olivet tonight in the first round of their Lee Fund Classic tournament down in Wheaton. The final score, the Thunder knocking off Olivet 94-67. So we'll greet you tomorrow afternoon right back here at the Tarble Arena at 1:45 Central Standard Time as the Carthage Lady Reds open up the home portion of their schedule, hosting UW La Crosse. That'll be a 2 o'clock tip for women's basketball. That will be immediately followed by Redmond basketball as the Redmen will take on UW La Crosse in the men's side and the consolation game of the Carthage Classic. That scheduled tip 4 p.m. So it all starts at 1:45 tomorrow right here on AM 1050 WLIP and along the audio stream at WLIP.com. And, of course, you can check out the video stream for all the Carthage home games. Carthage.edu/media will take you to the live video stream. Thanks to John Voinovich and Mike Love here at the Carthage College in the Tarble Arena for their production assistance for the video stream tonight. Also thanks to Scott DeLabio, our engineer back at the WLIP studios in Pleasant Prairie. John Weiser saying good night from the Tarble Arena. Once again, your final score, University of St. Francis 70, the Carthage College Redmond 57. Until tomorrow afternoon, have a great Friday night, everyone, and thanks for tuning in to Carthage Redmond basketball, heard on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.